Welcome to the Spend Life Well Show, where we talk about all things financial and faith, helping you align your wealth and your values. Today, folks, we're talking about caring for aging parents. I'm Certified Kingdom Advisor Mark Trice. Glad you make it a choice to listen to this podcast for a short while. Caring for aging parents. Well, there's a lot of important financial considerations that families need to navigate. And we want to do it as children. We want to do it with grace and wisdom. And why it matters? Well, it matters because as parents age, many adult children become caregivers and they're financial stewards. Kind of this role reversal, and a lot of times it happens unexpectedly. And we just wanted to visit a little bit about that because thoughtful planning will help reduce stress, avoid some of those pitfalls, and honor your family legacy. Most of us want to be able to care for our parents when they need that. Almost all of us are not prepared for it. So, whether you're just starting this journey or really deep into caregiving yourself, this episode is going to offer some practical guidance to help you manage finances well while caring for those that you love. Today's scripture is from Galatians 6:2, which says, "Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ." Caregiving is a sacred act of burden bearing, and emotionally, spiritually, and often financially. The Bible also talks about honoring our father and mother. It's one of the 10 commandments given to Moses in Exodus. And caring for our parents, especially as they age, is one of the many ways we can follow this command as Christians. So, how do you start the conversation? I'm going through this right now in my family. The first step is to be open and honest, but above all, respectful about finances and their preferences. You can start by simply listening. Maybe ask a question such as, how do you envision your future for living and your money? And it probably will prompt them some reflection, and you'll have a good discussion there. I encourage children to do a lot more listening than they do talking. And this might take several meetings and several sessions with your parent to talk about, because you're probably going to catch them off guard. We're having a conversation right now in our family, and we let them know we want to talk about this the next time we get together, just to prepare them mentally for that conversation. But hopefully you've got a handle on, or your parents have a handle on, their income sources, the assets they have, any debts they may be carrying, and then also the monthly expenses that they have. You also want to make sure that you have all their legal documents, wills, power of attorney, healthcare directives. These are all things that will help you care for mom or dad when the time comes. If they don't exist, you need to help your mom and dad create them along with trusted advisors. Seek the advice of an attorney, or perhaps you can go to a trust and will website that'll help you do that, or LegalZoom sometimes. I have to warn you, though, that those are very overly simplistic type documents and things. You have to make sure that the documents are legitimate for your state and that you understand what you're helping mom or dad set up. You know, these are hard conversations to have. The important thing is that you're having a dialogue with your parent so that you can have an understanding of what their wishes are. When do you do this? It depends. It depends on the health of your parent and whether or not they're able to care for themselves right now. I have on both sides of my wife's side and my side of the family, we both have aging parents that really need a little extra help. They want to stay in their house as long as possible So we're trying to do everything we can to make sure that that is a possibility or that is a reality. But at some point, mom and dad need that extra help that you can't provide directly. A lot of children will want to take care of their mom or dad, and they'll move them into their own home if they're empty nesters, or perhaps they'll try to get some outside help. But we need to understand the cost for care and living expenses. You need to be understanding of the estimated cost for housing, medical care, medications, if you need home health aides, and also transportation. If your parent lives in your city, that can be a lot easier for you, but if they're distant or hours away, you may need additional help to assist your parent in those situations. You want to explore all the options for their care, whether it be staying at home with some home health aides, assisted living, or even 24/7 skilled nursing care. There's a lot of options out there, and there are many communities. If that's something that your parent desires, there are many living communities that will start at an independent living style where you can live on your own. You have your own kitchen and bedroom and living room and things, and you are just essentially renting an apartment, but you've got a call button should you fall or need something like that, all the way to 24/7 skilled nursing care. You want to try to help your parent create a sustainable budget based on their income that they have coming in. Most parents that are in that situation have their Social Security, maybe a pension, and some other savings that help provide for their needs, but that's probably it. And so you may need to understand that clearly to be able to best help them with their finances. You just want to encourage those conversations about what does quality of life mean to them, and align the care they need with those values and choices. There's lots of hidden expenses. I've been through one parent where we used home health aides. It was a situation where we were paying out of pocket until her long-term care policy kicked in. A lot of situations, Medicare is not going to cover long-term type care. Okay, so you need to understand what the costs are there. Understanding what things are there and what resources are out there in your community are very important. There are resources out there that you can utilize if you're eligible. Veterans have long-term care covered, but you may not have a choice as to where that long-term care facility is located. There are other resources like your county Agency on Aging can also provide resources to check on a particular situation for safety checks and things of that nature. But you want to make sure you understand Medicare, what it does and does not cover. If your parent is on Medicaid, there's some additional benefits there. Also, tap into some of those faith-based programs that are out there. A number of churches will help with senior care if you have them in your community. And you just want to make sure that you understand all the eligibility rules for those different services. There's a lot to sort through, so it's best to start early, even though you don't need those things, so that you're prepared should something happen. Because most of these times, when we end up having to care for a parent, it's because some health event has caused their health to deteriorate very rapidly in most cases. Perhaps it was a fall or they broke a hip and they're not able to care for themselves anymore. Perhaps it was a stroke. Lots of different scenarios. We all know someone that has been in this situation. You want to make sure that your parents are consulting all the professionals, both medical, financial, and legal, to help them with their care. All right. You also, if there are significant assets, you'll want to do things to try to protect those assets for your parents. There are a lot of unscrupulous people out there that try to take advantage of seniors. We have heard stories after story of people being taken advantage of because this population tends to be a little bit more susceptible to these scams. from pretending to be a grandchild in jail in Mexico to having their computer hacked and unknowingly paying thousands of dollars to get their computer fixed. There's so many different things out there. Romance scams. If you're having to care for a parent that's single or alone, maybe they're a widow or a widower, there's all sorts of things out there. You have to be extra diligent. And the most important thing here, as we said a couple of different times, is to make sure that you are communicating with mom and dad and let them know that you are a safe person they can talk to build that trust. They raised you. Hopefully, they can trust you to take care of them when they need it most. So you want to make sure in those financial situations, you want to make sure that you've got the ability to actually monitor those accounts, because it really helps your parent to understand where they're spending money, but also, too, make sure there's not any suspicious transactions and things. A lot of times, I know myself, I'll spend some money and then not remember what I spent it on the week before. I've always told the story in our seminars and things that we do about, having $20 in my wallet on Monday, and by Friday I've got $1 and I can't tell you where it went. Well, having a little bit of oversight there, just the ability to track things, can really help a lot. You also want to make sure that you don't create any legal problems should you be on mom or dad's accounts. If there are multiple siblings involved or multiple beneficiaries of these things, you want to make sure that the accounts are titled properly so that should mom or dad pass away prematurely, that the remainder of those assets go to the rightful parties. Trust me, you do not want to be in the middle of a fight with your siblings over what they thought they were going to get. Money makes people do strange things, especially after mom or dad are gone. I just want you to be aware of that. And then finally, the most important thing that I think a lot of people overlook when they're caring for a parent is caring for yourself. Folks, this is a full-time job. It is stressful. It puts a strain on your other relationships, and it can wear you out. I remember when we were caring for my mom, I wasn't caring at all really full-time. I would come up on the weekends and things like that, but I saw my dad age significantly during that year and a half that we had to care for mom at home. And it's emotionally and physically draining. My father wasn't sleeping. He needed help himself. Couldn't even really go to the grocery store without something happening at the house. And so he didn't take care of himself. And I think a lot of times as caregivers, we allow ourselves to be put in that situation and not even realize it. It's important for you as a caregiver to get some respite care yourself. Sometimes there are nursing homes that have respite care services available so that you can enroll mom or dad into the facility for a week or 2 weeks, just so that you can get a break. This is so important because this is emotionally draining. If you have children yourself, you know what it's like to raise a child. Caring for a parent is tenfold because now you really can't tell them go to your room or go sit in the corner. You're dealing with an adult that's very opinionated and is going to be defiant in many ways. It's emotionally taxing and draining. So, with that, I just want to say, if you're caring for parents financially now, you can visit clearvistafinancial.com. That's clearvistafinancial.com. You can reach out to us anytime. Send us an email at info@clearvistafinancial.com. You can schedule a consultation with you. We'll be glad just to talk to you a little bit and share with what you're going through. You can always text us at 254-282-0495. That's 254-282-0495. We're happy to help you steward your resources, your parents' resources well, so that you can honor your family and honor our Lord. You've been listening to the Spend Life Well show. Until next time, I'm Mark Trice.
Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and ClearVista Financial are not affiliated. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions.